Do you want to know how to repaint and decal freight cars? Why don't you stick around and watch this segment and see how I did it on my in-scale model road, the Sayre Secondary. Hello everyone, Joe from Central Jersey Conrail and in-scale. Welcome back to the paint shop. So this time on the paint shop, we're going to be using some of those techniques that I learned from the hopper incident. Yeah, I'm calling it the hopper incident. We're just going to go with that. Use some of the techniques that I learned from everybody, and we're going to be working on some X71 Boxcars. So my X71 Boxcars, those are kind of an iconic boxcar that Conrail had. Those, you may have seen those, are the Tuscan red with the yellow doors. I have two of them. One is a duplicate number that I want to change out, and the other one is a Penn Central car that I want to patch out for Conrail. So going to strip off some stuff, and we're going to renumber it, and then we'll give it a good weathering and put it out on the layout. So with that being said, why don't you sit back and watch the video and see how we did it, and I'll talk to you later. Okay, so these are my X71 class boxcars. These were originally built by the ACF Corporation for Penn Central. They built approximately 1,000 of them. So it's a very numerous type of boxcar. These are the famous color doors by Conrail. They had the for clean lading services, so that's why they had the yellow door. Then they had some with brown doors and others. Actually, Conrail Historical Society just published an article on it about 2 or 3 quarters ago. So go check it out, and you can learn about these doors. So the Penn Central car, the plan is to strip this PCA and this logo, and then put in the CR and keep the same car number. The CR will have to go in this bay here, so it corresponds with the stenciling from Conrail. We'll try and use the speed lettering. I think I have some speed lettering around because when in 76 through 78, before they started shopping these cars out, they were just re-stenciling them quickly, keep them in the Conrail Penn Central. I saw a bunch of cars that still had the Penn Central across the top, so I'm just going to leave that. But they, for some reason, they removed this logo and just put the CR here, and it said Penn Central CR with no what do they call that? The chasing worms or whatever it is. Alright, so we're going to try and strip these off. This one here, I need to change the car number because I have 2 of these car numbers. So so what I've learned in the past is don't try and change just these 2. I'm going to take the whole number off so that the fonts all match from the microscale set, and it looks good. Okay. The beauty about this project is the car number can stay the same because they transferred these car numbers into Conrail's roster. And you know, if it doesn't work out where the paint starts coming up and all that stuff, I'll just put this aside because I have some Penn Central Jade Green coming in. I can just, you know, make it look like it's a paint out repatch, so that I can do that. If the paint comes apart on this one, we may have to just repaint this. You know, it comes to a point where you have to decide, is changing these decals out worth it when it all starts falling apart, or just stripping the car and repainting? So we're going to give it a shot. Learning experience, just like what we did with the Conrail hoppers. You know, need to get this, figure this stuff out, and just try. And if you stumble and fall, it's not a total failure. You can recover and just repaint. I'm just trying to do it the quick and easy way. 91% isopropyl rubbing alcohol and a micro brush. We're going to put this on the logo here, and I'm going to try and get the letters. You know, after the hopper project, I got a lot of different recommendations on how to remove the lettering and stuff without damaging the paint. So I wanted to give this one here a shot quickly and see if it works. If not, I'm going to try some of those other techniques that everybody recommended. I think one of the first ones I'm going to try is the Chris Despoto's idea about doing toothpaste and an eraser. So while we're letting that alcohol sit, I'm going to work on this one. Someone recommended using microsol, giving it a shot. So I'm going to put some right over the numbers so I can strip these numbers. Unfortunately, this car was already weathered, so probably going to affect the weathering here, so we're going to have to re-weather. Put some microsol on there and I'll let that set. So I got the alcohol and the microsol setting. I'll let it go for a little while. I gotta run upstairs and find some toothpaste and a toothbrush. Okay, so been trying to get this off with the alcohol and the bamboo skewer. And all of a sudden I used this eraser with the alcohol and it started to come apart a little bit. That works out pretty good, actually, the eraser. Looks like we're just getting started coming with the paint now. Nothing with the microsol. Not even doing anything. Let's try some toothpaste. See if that works. It's actually working. The toothpaste and stuff. I got this one little spot where the paint started to come apart, but otherwise it's maintaining the paint on the rest of the base. So far, I'm pretty impressed. Thanks, Chris. I think this is a good little technique. Takes a little elbow grease. I'm getting more with the bamboo skewer because I can kind of control it. Chris does a lot of HO scale stuff, so I guess when you're doing an HO car, the eraser's big. It doesn't matter because you got a bigger car. But down here in this little spot, I don't want to try and I'm trying not to damage the other decals. So the bamboo skewer is actually working a little better. I think maybe if you went with an old school toothpaste, it's a little grittier, like a baking soda one or something, instead of this gel stuff. It'll probably come off a little easier. But so far, yeah, this is a winner. I'm gonna let this sit here and see if any of the toothpaste, letting that sit for a little while, soaking on the decals, if that does anything. We'll do the same here with the Penn Central car. We're just going to try straight toothpaste. I'll let this set up here. I'll let it go for about 15-20 minutes and come back and see if it's softened up a little bit. What's great about the Penn Central patch outs from Conrail, if you look, it looked like there was total chaos in 76 through 78. The Sam Rayburn shops must have been just patching out however they could, because some had the Penn Central across the top, some didn't, some had the logo, some didn't. So I'm not going with any specific car number on this one. I'm just kind of doing a generalization of the patch outs. So I've decided to leave that up top because I figured, that's going to be a lot of work. Not that I don't want to do a lot of work, it's just I don't want to damage the paint. So the least amount that I can do, the best possible solution, I figure. So, okay, so yeah, that did pretty well. Not that long, a little bit elbow. There's still a little bit of graphic here. I did gouge the paint here, but that was my fault because I dug in with the bamboo skewer. But overall, yeah, nice little job because didn't damage the other graphics around it. And actually, if you look, didn't even do anything to the weathering job. So the weather's still maintained. So not too much work to cover it up. And same with the other side. So yeah, great little technique. So I'm really interested to see when I get in here. This eraser. Starting to wear. Yeah, there it goes. Look at that. It works. Actually, working really good. I like this a little better because I'm not leaving. It doesn't look like I'm marring the paint surface at all. Just taking the graphics off. The only problem is getting up next to the ribs. Takes a little bit longer. Okay, so awesome. A little bit of ghosting coming through. That's okay. I mean, overall, it's a great technique. I like it. Doesn't damage the paint on this side. We'll be able to obscure everything else with weathering. So we can just put our reporting marks on and weather this car up, and the patch out. It's that quick and easy. So loving this technique. Actually, on a bigger car like HO scale cars and stuff, I think it's optimal. In scale, it's a really good technique too. But I think if this was a smooth side car instead of these ribbed ones, I think it would be so much easier. So love this technique. So thanks, Chris. Okay, so we got these all done. I got the numbers removed here, and I got the reporting marks moved here, and the logo. Now I'm going to take and disassemble these, go over and wash them up with some mild detergent and some water. Okay, so now it's time to put it on the decals. We're using microscale decals number 601046. It's for 50-foot boxcars from 76 and up. A lot of decals for a lot of different classes in here, and lo and behold, here's our X71 class. They already have the numbers already grouped for us, so that'll make it easier to renumber the car. And so we'll get the one sheet. We'll do both cars. So what I'm going to do is start picking out my decals and cutting them. Quick dunk for about 10 seconds. Coming here with a nice sharp hobby knife. I've got a new blade for doing all this decal work. Now I'll move my numbers over to the paper towel. Nice wet paper towel actually makes a difference. Nice sharp paper towel. There you go. Renumbered. Now let's do the Penn Central car. Got to put our reporting marks on. Okay, so we got it set in place. Take a clean, dry paper towel and just gently tap it to get that excess water off. Flip the side. Again, I'm going to try not to lay the foam on the reporting mark that I just put on because I don't want it to rub off. So I'm looking at this, probably the more appropriate font would have been the speed lettering, but I don't have that decal set, so not bad. Gets the job done. Alright, so let these numbers set up for a few minutes. Now I'm going to come in here with some microsol solvent, get that decal to real suck down onto the model. Got to be very gentle with this stuff. Kind of just blot it on there like that. And same thing as the other car. We're going to let it sit overnight, and we'll come back tomorrow and clear coat it. Okay, so we're going to come in here and I'm just going to add a little quick weathering powder, kind of just touch off the weathering job to finish blending it. This one doesn't need too much. Okay. Shot of dull coat. Alright, it's Pen Central. Let's make this real dirty. Okay, give that a shot of dull coat. Okay, so there you go. Yeah, the winner is toothpaste and eraser. I would have never have known that, but it works really, really good. Didn't mar the paint. Even though the first side of the Pen Central car, when I used the alcohol, I got the decals off, but if you notice, it looked like some of the paint may have been damaged or marred, but the toothpaste and eraser didn't have that. Tried that microsol, somebody had suggested that, and let it sit for a good hour or so. Really wasn't having that much luck, so that's why I kind of bypassed that and went right to the toothpaste and eraser. Definitely going to be, that's what we're going to be using for the future. So really happy with the patch out of the Pen Central car. You know, went off a bunch of various photos that I found online. You know, it just, like I said in the video, it just seemed like it was a very chaotic time from 76 to 79 or so when they started shopping those cars out. It seemed like, say, Sam Rayburn man was doing it one way, Hollidaysburg was doing it a different way, and even different shifts were doing it different ways, because there was a lot of different examples of how they were patching them cars out. So kind of didn't go with one prototype because I couldn't find that number that was on the car, but kind of just took a little bit from here and there and kind of put it all together just to give you an overall flavor. Very happy with the outcome. It's going to look good running on the layout. The other car, the Tuscan Red car, that went very easily. Just change out the numbers. Key that I've learned from the past is, even though you just want to change the last two numbers, don't cheat yourself and strip off those last two numbers, because the font and size in the decal set may not be exactly the same, and it's not going to look good by just changing two numbers and you have the other numbers from the original. So definitely worth the time an effort to just take off the whole number and reapply. And then we just gave them a good weathering. The one car didn't need much because it was already weathered with an airbrush, just a little bit of Bragdon powders. gave the pencil car a good weathering, Bragdon powder, sealed it all up with the dull coat, and very happy with the outcome. So that's all I have for you this time on the paint shop. Be sure to tune in next time to see what we're doing next. If you like this video and you're seeing this for the first time, please subscribe to our channel because we're always doing video like this. Check out our Facebook and Instagram account because I'm always putting daily updates. Otherwise, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.